guys, what's up? It's Joe Raiti from Raiti's Rides. I am here at Charlotte Motor Speedway, and guess what? This is that Mustang review that you have been waiting for, and this guy right here has been waiting for. What is it? It's the all-new 2024 redesigned Mustang, but remember, this is the all-new performance model called the Dark Horse. But before we get into this slick shifting 6-speed Tremec manual equipped Dark Horse, let's talk about what's going on here. Ford is on a rampage. They're going through their lineup. They're seeing the challenges that are coming from the competition. And remember, the competition is kind of tapping out. 2024 is the last year of the Camaro SS and the Camaro ZL1. Dodge Charger, Dodge Challenger, they're disappearing as we know it with those Hemi V8s. So this basically leaves the Mustang to be that torchbearer for V8 muscle car power. Now, because this is a 2024, you still got time to buy that Camaro, like I said, and you might be able to find a leftover Challenger if you look really close at the different websites. But we all know that change is happening, and guess what? Ford has brought some changes with this new Mustang, especially the Dark Horse. So what I want to find out is the Mustang Dark Horse the king of all performance V8 muscle cars? Let's go ahead, let's dive into our Grabber Blue Dark Horse and find out. Right off the bat, the color. No color screams better that I'm a muscle car than Grabber Blue. I'm glad they brought it back for model year 2024, and it's looking fantastic. Now, this specific Dark Horse has an addition called the handling package. So you could get your standard Dark Horse, or you could get your Dark Horse with the handling track package. And hello, we're at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Of course, we're gonna be bringing you that track package. Now, starting at the front of the business, some of the differences between this and the Mustang GT, you're still gonna get your triple LED beam headlights. I like the way, remember on my last review, and if you haven't seen that one with the red GT we did, I'll leave it at the end of this one, but they blacked out all of the interior. This was chrome on the Mustang GT, shiny chrome. We got all blacked out on the interior, full triple beam LED. I'm really starting to like it more. When I first saw this part of the vehicle, I didn't like it. I was like, that flat gray area kind of doesn't mesh well with the rest of it. It really does, because look at how they taper it down. They carry it right into that fender. And then of course, dropping down, we have to have our functional vents. So you have those massive enlarged corner vents with some gloss black. This and the grille are the only two pieces. And when you go handling package, it's not just about brakes. It's not just about what you can't see, even different aero. Do you see how they extended? They flared that fender well with the flat black here so that the air hits it and goes up and over, because guess what? We have wider wheels and tires than your standard Dark Horse, but I'll get to that in a second. Drifting across the front of the Grabber Blue. You know, this is the first Mustang ever to have a badge where the horse is facing you. And I'll show you that on the side. When you look at the nostrils, when you see a championship running horse and it's in full gallop speed, you'll notice the flaring of the nostrils. Guess what? We have those two massive nostrils that are gonna feed air, both sides functional. We got a dual airbox, dual throttle bodies, and then really enlarge the openings on that center grille area to flow as much cool air as we could. They did the satin gray finish on that prancing horse, and then dropping it down, a little bit more gloss black, but we have that same design as the top portion, and you'll notice the addition of a bigger, wider splitter. So remember, the splitter is to stop air from going underneath the vehicle. It's gonna give us the downforce, and it's gonna help scoop gobs of air into all the coolers. Actually, on this side, you'll notice that you have an engine oil cooler peeking behind the gloss black grille there. So that's one of those heat exchangers. And that's the thing, is when you go with the Dark Horse, you're getting the diff cooler, you're getting the transmission cooler, and you're definitely getting the engine oil cooler. Now up top, you'll notice that we have our massive heat extractor, just like on the GT, gloss black to help flow that air. What's also nice is that this one has the optional stripes. Now this is the vinyl graphic, but you can also option in painted as well if you prefer. But the way that they designed the stripes, it's really cool because it's not a racing stripe, it's not a rally stripe, but it helps accentuate the lines of the body. You have the flat black with the flat gray to match all those touches on the front. And then Lori's gonna show you on the side there how it says very, very lightly, Mustang Dark Horse. Digging that little fine touch. Of course, you're gonna get your bulge, that muscle car bulge. And then coming around the bend, we gotta swing wide because like I said, on the track pack, we have wider wheels and tires. What do we got going on here? First of all, you're gonna see these gorgeous free-formed forged wheels, nice, it's like a gunmetal titanium gray. There is a bit of brake dust, Brembo brake dust there because we've been out on track with these, but these are 19 by 10 up front. So 19 inches in diameter, 10 inches wide. Out back, we have 11.5 inches wide. Now the standard wheel and tire is 19 by 9.5. So that's a little bit of a comparison. So you're getting more width for more rubber. And when you go with the track pack, look at what we have. All new Trofeo RS tires from Pirelli, super sticky. Look how sticky they are. You can see coming off the track, we actually have these little pebbles. This little thing was stuck there, get rid of that. But that just shows you how sticky these track tires get. 305 on the width, 30 series sidewall. We got the Magnarite suspension, all four corners. Gonna read the track just like a blind person reads Braille with their hand. That's what the tire is gonna be doing, sending that information to the suspension. But just the way that the car sits, Ford is so good at making that work happen. Now coming down the side, like I promised you, this is the first badge ever where the Mustang horse is facing you, and that's the Dark Horse. And I'm glad that with this 7th generation, they created a new performance name. I know we would have all liked to have seen another Boss 302, another Mach 1, but kind of nice to see how the Dark Horse is falling into the lineup and how it's going to be remembered in history. Now, following down the side, you'll notice this device here. This is not part of any package. This is for GPS, for timing us around Charlotte Motor Speedway. So don't mind that. And there's going to be some things on the inside because we're here at the track. They want to give us the great experience to bring to you, and I'll point out those details. We have the gunmetal metallic gray finish, just like up front on your mirror caps. That beautiful fastback design, same side sill as the GT, but look at what we got back in the rear end here. Like I promised you, that's a 19-inch in diameter, 11-inch wide wheel, those Trofeo RS tires. This would be very comparable to a Michelin Cup 2. So you could drive them on the street, but just know that these are really made for the track. And that's the thing, is they have the Dark Horse, fine performer on the road. You could take a standard Dark Horse to the track, or this is gonna be that next level up, just like a Shelby GT350R, like I have, compared to a standard Shelby GT350. Now working our way towards the rear, just like up front, because we have more rubber to meet the road, we have that little flaring on the back portion. I hear some V8 rumble in the background. That's getting me excited. And then check out this aircraft carrier wing. Love the way you got your gurney flap. Remember, Dan Gurney developed this flap, provides more downforce with less drag. And I love the way it's got the satin gray support in the center. Nice V for victory formation. There's that Dark Horse that's galloping right at you. And then of course we got the tri-bar taillights. That iconic touch going back to 1965. And then working our way all the way to the bottom, we got 4-inch wide openings on the quad tip exhaust. It's that Ford Performance Active exhaust. You can keep it quiet, or you can piss everybody off and make her nice and loud and rip and roar. Now, because this is a manual, we have with the Dark Horse 373 gears and that diff cooler. If you go 10-speed automatic, that comes with 355 gears. Also, you're gonna get a K brace. What does that mean? Think of the letter K. Think of it in your mind, capital K. There's a brace underneath the vehicle that's in the shape of a capital K to tie in the whole chassis front to back. We got beefier anti-roll bars. And of course, we have stiffer springs for when we're out there on the track with that Magnarite suspension. But why don't we go ahead, let's pop the hood. Let's look at the hoofs of this horse and see what's powering. As we got the hood popped underneath the hood, you'll notice that Coyote 5-liter V8 engine. This is the most powerful Coyote engine Ford has ever produced. Now, when you go with the Dark Horse, you'll notice that massive strut tower brace with the Mustang Dark Horse name. That's gonna help stiffen up the whole front end. Loving what they did with the engine cover, how I could see those intake runners. There's 8 of them because obviously we got that beefy V8, the new dual throttle body setup. And like I said, with the Dark Horse, you're getting more power. So standard Mustang GT is 480 horsepower. Dark Horse is 500 horsepower, 418 pound-feet of torque, 6-speed manual Tremec or a 10-speed automatic. If you know how to do the dance, 0 to 60 in about 3.6 seconds, top speed around 190 miles an hour, quarter mile is gonna go by at 11.9 seconds. The vehicle with the manual weighs 3,949 pounds, with the automatic 3,993 pounds. MPGs, if you're really worried about that, I'll show you a nice BEV, a battery electric vehicle, to get you excited, but this has 14 in the city, 22 on the highway. And going back through all the touches, like I said, the wheels 19 by 9.5, 19 by 10.5 on the standard Dark Horse. Ours has the 19 by 10.5 up front and 19 by 11 out back. And remember, we got those Shelby GT500 brake rotors that are 15 inches in diameter. But you know what? I want you to hear what Ford is bringing with the Dark Horse. So if you're ready, I'm ready. Get your tissues because we're gonna have a little bit of an eargasm. Guys, here it is. This is the one you want. Trust me, this is the one you want. Sitting inside this Dark Horse, especially this Dark Horse with the track pack handling package. I know you're saying to yourself, well, Joe, I wanted to get a Shelby GT350. I've been looking on Bring a Trailer. I've been looking on eBay. The prices are still so high, and I kind of want a brand new Mustang. I want a Mustang that I could call my own right from the day that it's born. I'm really digging the Dark Horse. I like the whole attitude of it. How much is it though? Very good question. So if you go standard Dark Horse, starting price MSRP right around $62,000. If you want this bad boy with the Tremec 6-speed and all the other goodies, you're looking around an MSRP of $72,000. But let's see what you get for that performance money to the door panels. So just like we showed you on the Mustang GT and the EcoBoost, all new design specific to the Dark Horse is going to be that microfiber suede material, nice gray finish, and then you'll notice the indigo blue stitching. And that's a design color that's specific to the Dark Horse. Everything else is going to be your standard Mustang affair. They got rid of all the shiny chrome bits. The door handle's black. The door pull is black to cut down on the glare. Door pocket is still a decent size. You're looking at, you could put probably a nice hot North Carolina barbecue pulled pork sandwich in there and a bottle of root beer to wash it down. Now going from the door belt to the dash, look at what we have. If you like that special touch, you do get the chassis plate number with the Dark Horse name, just like I have on my Shelby, just like you find on the Mach 1. And I like the way it's nice and slim and trim. Not too much gloss black like I pointed out before. There's more of that indigo blue stitching. And if you're wondering, what is this spaghetti of wires? This does not come with your Dark Horse. They have, for the media, for us to capture content, this race crafted camera setup. So this has telemetry. It's got all the shabams, GPS built into the camera. So this does not come with the car, but you can purchase something like this for when you do your track day. Now, the great news is they continue with the nice large screen. It's growing on me, guys. I'm eating my own words. This is not bothering me as much as I thought it would. It really is not. What I love is how they made it so easy to get through this system. Now, track apps is all about being at the track. Kind of makes sense. Your brake performance, acceleration timer, launch settings, shift indicator, because look, we got all the modes. You can shut on and off your automatic rev match downshift. Your launch control, we got line lock for when you're at the drag strip. I just shut off launch control, I don't want to do that. And then the drift e-brake, of course. If you go back, this is where we have our auxiliary gauges, perfect for at the track. All that important information, look at this. This is what you expect to find on a freaking race car. You get it in here. And then of course you could change the cluster of the digital gauges and stuff, but we'll talk about that later. Still have those pesky controls inside the infotainment. That to me is not my favorite, and that's really the biggest zonk, to be honest with you. Working your way down, you got your dual AC vents, that atomic fireball red start stop button, easy access buttons, and then down below, this is where you're gonna wanna plug in either your radar detector into the 12 volt, or like I said, this camera system, USB-C, USB-A, wireless charging, and then here is where we make the donuts. This is that 6-speed Tremec manual transmission with the titanium shift knob. First time ever to have a titanium shift knob. They use 3D printing to make this shift knob, and the blue color actually is to simulate the titanium blue on the Ford GT exhaust. So that's why it's blue, if you ever wondered. Nice short throws, crisp engagement. Wait until we take it out on the track. Indigo blue stitching throughout, soft materials, 2 cup holders, no gloss, no shiny stuff. And then of course we have our drift brake. Remember, we utilize this in our EcoBoost track footage, and you could have it in the Mustang GT, but this allows you to drift just like Von Gittin Jr. Soft material, blue stitching, thank you Ford for doing that. Open it up, you got so much room in here that you actually can have your Ford Performance radio. This is direct communication with Ford headquarters. I could get Henry Ford the 28th on here. Henry, come in. Henry, he must be sleeping. You know, there might be a time difference, I don't know, even though Michigan and North Carolina are in the same time zone, but enough room for a radio, and you got a 12 volt. You could put easily a baker's dozen of track day Twinkies. Give it to all the Camaro owners, give it to all the Challenger owners. And then look at these seats. I want my body all over these seats. I love them. Recaro, the leather, the indigo blue embroidery, the microfiber suede material, manual adjustments for the passenger and the driver. But to be quite frank, I don't care, because they're easy to get to fit to your body, and they hold you in. Oh, so nicely. Plenty of headroom. Wait until we go out on track. You're gonna notice that getting on a helmet, you still got plenty of headroom. My one zonk though is that we do have back seats. I would like on the Dark Horse for there to be no rear seat to kind of cut the weight. That would be a nice touch. But why don't you get your butt over here? I want to show you behind the flat bottom steering wheel and indigo stitching on this Dark Horse. Come on over. Guys, business time behind the wheel. This is where you want to be sitting. Of course, to welcome you, you have that specific Mustang Dark Horse sill plate. And then of course the pedal box you want with the triple pedal action. Aluminum clutch, brake, and throttle. The great news is if you shut off the automatic rev match downshift, you got plenty of room to do that heel toe downshifting if you want. I just wish they would put an aluminum style on the dead pedal. That's my only zonk. But like I said, if you haven't sat in these Recaros, give it a chance, because they don't squeeze you like a vice grip. But if you don't want the Recaros, you could get the standard seats as well. You could have it your way, just like Burger King. Steering wheel, flat bottom, love the 2-piece leather. They got the Dark Horse right there in the center, and just like I showed you before, you can make your mode adjustments. Of course, the mode we're gonna be in is track mode here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Got that tack right across the top and all the important information. Now, I'm not gonna show you the trunk because, quite frankly, I don't give a damn. If you're ready, I'm ready. Let's get out on Charlotte Motor Speedway and go on throttle in this Mustang Dark Horse. All right, guys, we're in the Dark Horse with the track package. Gonna rip it around Charlotte Motor Speedway. You're here with me, and I'm glad you are. Tremec 6-speed, sticky Trofeo R tires, and I feel good. Here we go, on throttle, baby. Getting the tires up to heat temperature so they're nice and sticky. Oh, nice. Oh yeah, here we go. On throttle. On the brakes. The tires are what really makes this car transform into a track beast. Love it. Really, really nice. Here we go. On throttle. Love the grip. The grip is just freaking, it communicates so well front to back. That Tremec is a hot knife through butter. Here we go, on the banking. On throttle! Third gear. Fourth gear. It's just freaking crazy. Absolutely crazy. Unbelievable. All right, guys, we're doing a little bit of street driving in this 2024 Mustang Dark Horse. We have the track pack on this particular one as well. And right away, I mean, let's get real. This Tremec 6-speed manual is a hot knife through butter. I absolutely love the crisp engagement. The clutch action is really perfect, especially if you are new to the manual driving family. Welcome, you're gonna have a blast with this. But let's do a little bit of on throttle. On throttle, here we go. Listen to that sound. The way the car handles, it's one of those ones that it communicates very, very well. Yes, you have more horsepower. We got 500 horsepower, 418 pound-feet of torque, but that's just telling a little tiny piece of the story. The rest of it is how the car communicates with you. And the good news is that when you go Dark Horse, especially with the track package, you're getting those stiffer springs. You're getting the thicker anti-roll bars. And what that is doing is actually making things more communicative to when you're going through the twisty bits, or if you're doing an autocross event, or if you're doing a track day, you're gonna have the perfect dancing partner. Now, when it comes to seating position, just like in my Shelby GT350R, I find the seating position very quickly. Even though it's manual seat controls, with the Recaros, you're able to really find out where that style is perfect for you. And it's one of those things that play around with the seat, go to a dealership, see how it feels for you, because everybody has their own opinion on how the Recaros are. But the sound of the V8 is really what just keeps bringing people back for more, especially me. Of course, we need to do another on throttle. Second gear, slow roll, I'm doing about 30. On throttle, here we go. All the way through the rev range. That nice linear torque delivery. And then the best part is you have all of the coolers that are keeping the temps all in check for you. But I could do this all freaking day long. That MagneRide suspension really adjusting the compression and rebound damping at all four corners, allowing you to feel good. I feel good. I'm not white knuckling the steering wheel. Steering, let's talk about that since we're talking about the steering wheel. It has a nice amount of weight to it. I personally, if I'm in track mode, what I found, because obviously we started on the track, now we're on the road, I would like a little bit more weight to the steering. That's just my own personal preference. But how crisp initial turn-in is and how balanced the steering is, it's very much on point. It doesn't feel like this big artificial area where you get into this zone where it's numb. So it feels good throughout the whole rev range, and really the car overall does not feel big. So if you're coming from a vehicle like a Nissan Z, a Toyota Supra, this Mustang GT I think is going to make you happy because you're getting the power, but it doesn't feel so big. On throttle, here we go. That sound. I need a tissue right about now because of the eargasms that I'm having. Look at this. Planted, composed. Brakes are superb. Absolutely superb. You're able to modulate it perfectly. All right, guys, we have to go on throttle from a dead stop. Are you ready? On throttle, here we go. Yeah, hooks up. Those 373 gears getting the power to the ground. And that's the other thing. You have that torsion, limited slip diff out back, getting the power to the ground. If you go automatic, it's a 355 gear ratio. Still good, but that's nice that they really tailored the gearing for the Tremec. All right, guys, I tell you, I brought my towel with me. I've been sweating. Good sweat. It's been a good working experience behind the wheel of this Dark Horse, especially out on the track. But just like all good things, this too must come to an end. So we're gonna get back to Charlotte Motor Speedway, and I'll see you in a Mustang minute and wrap this one up. See ya. Guys, it's been one of those magical moments, magical Mustang moments here at Charlotte Motor Speedway with this Ford Dark Horse. Definitely want to thank the whole Ford team for getting us access to not only this grabber blue one, but also we did a race red and we did that blue amber color, which is a very, very nice style to accentuate the lines of the new Mustang. But let me know what you think. Is this Dark Horse, especially with the track pack, is this the king of the muscle cars? Let me know down in that comment section. But if you're new to the channel and you're on your way out, hit that subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile. Come back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Raiti's Rides family. Of course, we got to give it up to the muscle, the mega muscle behind the lens. Lori running up and down this pit road, getting us the exterior shots. And now we're here for all the interior and exterior. Show her some love in that comment section or I'm coming after you. Thank you, Lori, for being so amazing and the strongest person I know. And just like always, guys, I'll see you on the next ride.